on Daily Remix. We head to Austin, Texas and go on stage and behind the scenes of the South by Southwest Music Festival. Catch star on the rise Greta Gaines and connect the 6 degrees of music, Texas style. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Simran Sethi. Welcome to Daily Remix, the music show where fans come first. And as every music fan knows, when it comes to festivals, the South by Southwest Music Festival here in Austin, Texas is tops. Sure, there's Jazz Fest in New Orleans and CMJ in New York City, but when it comes to heralding rising stars from across the musical spectrum, South by Southwest reigns supreme. This week, more than 7,000 people will get together to listen to panel speakers by day and literally hundreds of musical acts from all over the globe by night. One of the artists folks will be lucky enough to see is Artist on the Rise and Oxygen's own music correspondent, Greta Gaines, who scored a much-coveted spot on the South by Southwest bill.
All right, here we are at the Convention Center at South by Southwest. This is where we have to come to get our wrist badges, all of our credentials to get into the rest of the events here at South by Southwest. And I've got to go up there and stand in a long line, so come with me. Mikey likes to take big air. This is me, artists and filmmakers. I'm Greta Gaines. I'm a singer-songwriter. I'm into women who walk the walk. I want to be an alternative to Britney Spears. Live music is what music's all about. Jesus is a redneck drink. It's always been extremely important to me to be a good performer. I'm not keeping rhythm to one of my new songs. I'm waiting in the registration line. Okay, here it is. My credentials. It's official. We've arrived. When the morning comes, as it always does, I will lay down my love. The point of South by Southwest is for artists from all over the country and all over the world to come together to sort of reconnect. Another thing about South by Southwest is they have these great panels and conferences going on all day long, every day. Some of the leading people in the industry are heading these panels, and it's an opportunity for you to go and meet them, you know, and introduce yourself. I don't get the opportunity to come together with my musical community, and South by Southwest is a great time and a great place for you to see all your other artists and see what they're up to, get their new record, go see their shows, and go like show to show to show. Everybody knows full-blown road under the bridge behind telephone poles. This is my 4th year coming to South by Southwest. Every year it's been different. I've usually played acoustic. This year I'll have the band. I know that I need to rehearse with the band and reconnect that we're solid. And we're going to spend 4 hours rehearsing. I've been playing with this band for 5 years. We know these songs. There's a couple new ones that you're always nervous about. Like, I'll be playing a song for the first time ever. That's the most exciting thing of all. Music is like the most sacred part of my life. I'm really hoping that this experience will be like a time where I get to like reconnect with some of the old, some of the classics, like Lucinda Williams, Kim Ritchie, and get introduced to some new stuff, like Kitty Gordon, Casey Chambers. I just want to get my show out of the way, do a great job, and then go see a lot of music. I'm Greta Gaines. Rock on!
One day you're just sitting at home, like eating dinner. A few days later, you're at South by Southwest playing with Ray Davies.
Met a girl, fell in love, glad as I can be. But I think all the time, is she true to me?
Welcome back to Daily Remix, coming to you from Maggie Mae's on 6th Street, one of the over 40 venues taking part in the South by Southwest Music Festival here in Austin, Texas. And one of the biggest draws of South by Southwest is its incredible range of live music. Past performers have included everyone from Los Lobos to Patti Smith to Cypress Hill to Beck. This year's roster includes performances by Lucinda Williams, Juliana Hatfield, who'll be reuniting with her original band, the Blake Babies, and artists from practically every continent on the globe. Here's a sampling of South by Southwest's Artists to Watch.
New Pornographers were one of the bands kind of making the rounds and trying to get in front of a lot of people this week. The excitement of Ray Davies jumping on stage with them was a nice bonus.
The whole idea behind the band was just to like throw as many like ideas out there as possible. I just like a lot of randomness. Sometimes things just happen in your life, you know? One day you're just sitting at home, like eating dinner. A few days later, you're at South by Southwest playing with Ray Davies.
Don't look up my address unless you mean it.
My dad brought me up on American country music. That's what I've kind of listened to my whole life.
I hope I go to Texas when I die.
I wanted people in Australia to know that country music had a lot more substance than it had been portrayed.
If I could pay all these bills with my guitar.
I've already done a whole lot more than I ever thought that music would allow me to do. I never thought I'd be travelling around America. If it all goes away tomorrow, then I'll still be playing in the bar down the road from my house.
If I could, then I would make money doing something that I love, sing one like a stars above.
I did classical training. I mean, you'd be surprised how many rock singers have classical training. I was studying voice, and there was a time when I was going to go to Scotland and be a little opera singer. But, you know, at the time I was writing songs, and I didn't think I'd be writing many operas in the future. The only opera I really loved was Tommy. So I decided to do the rock and roll thing. I just try to write the best songs I can about things that interest me and hopefully other people, and, you know, try to sing them with a little passion and leave it at that.
We as people, I think we consciously try to break down that barrier of, you know, performer, audience. You know, we always try to include the audience as much as possible.
House of Motley's been a really great band for a long time. There are not many bands that are able to successfully bring a real band spirit with some real sense of hip-hop. It's a hard balance to pull off.
We nurture a certain kind of vibe every time we play.
My parents wouldn't let me have a drum set, so I had to get something that they'd let me have. So I got a guitar, and I just started playing and took it from there. Worshiping the sun, the snow. I like to call it acoustic insanity. It's kind of a mix between PJ Harvey and Joni Mitchell. Yeah, very percussive. Worshiping the sun, the snow. Worshiping the sun, the snow, the rain. I mean, it's hard. It's very hard to make a living at it. I think whether you're a man or a woman, but being a woman is a lot more hard as, you know, anything is for a chick, but it's all good, man. Happiness.
I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna work harder.
Welcome back. It's not just the live music that attracts people to South by Southwest. The festival is also a great place for artists to interact, share ideas, network with industry heavies, and possibly even pick up a recording contract.
The music business can be like getting in a hockey fight sometimes, you know? You try to make a record, you get punched in the face, you go sit in the box, you try to make another record.
We've been the next best thing for like, I don't know, a long time since we first put our thing. So I'm tired. I just want to make some money and get out of here.
I'm as frustrated as anybody else.
No one knows more about the struggle to succeed in the music business than the veteran women of this year's South by Southwest.
Stupid secret white boy handshake that we'll never be part of.
It's a boys' club, and it goes in cycles, maybe to a certain extent, but I think women are always this thing where we're either a trend or a backlash.
Come on, girls, let's go right now.
We never really have this footing that we need of just being musicians.
Obviously, Amy Ray has always had a feisty and a contrary spirit. It sure would be a welcome thing if female artists would be let back on the playing field. It's been a really hard fight the last couple of years.
The whole career thing is real peaks and valleys, you know, it's like you'll do some things and have some days that are like, this is so amazing, I can't believe that I'm here and doing this and meeting this person or singing at this place, and then there'll be days where it's like, what am I thinking, you know, why? I mean, maybe I should go back to bartending, you know?
I gotta go do something that's from the counterculture, basically, to re-energize myself, you know, and to bring that faith back into what I'm doing. Because it's just, at some point, you just feel like, oh my God, it's like so exploitive sometimes.
They get all bummed out because they're 30 years old and they don't have a record deal yet. You know, big deal. So what? Everybody thinks, oh, I've got a record deal. It's it. That's it. I've made it. You know, it's just that's the beginning of the whole thing. Like that's the first step of the whole process, really. It's important, I think, to stay focused and go inward. You know, it's all about self-empowerment.
One of the things that I do is I have an indie label. And I've spent 11 years putting other people's music out because that's what the purpose of the label was, you know, was to like, there's this community of people that are unheard, they're underplayed, they just don't get the exposure they deserve, and I want to expose them, even if it's in a small way.
Part of the problem now, I think, is they need to just go out and play and forget about trying to make a record and do all that stuff, you know. They need to just get out there and play and kind of like, you know, get their thing together.
You guys are nice, thank you.
You gotta tour, you know, and you gotta build an organic following and people that want to hear you and have a personal relationship with your audience. You can't be dropped from a major label and automatically lose your audience if you've built it organically.
Everybody makes it in their own time. There aren't any rules. I mean, look at me. I'm setting an example for the older women of the world, you know.
Take a walk down 6th Street here in Austin and you'll hear every type of music, from jazz to salsa to the city's blues rock signature sound, which makes Austin an ideal place for an eclectic music festival like South by Southwest. The event brings together artists from genres ranging from hardcore to bluegrass, but it isn't the only place where worlds of music collide. Check out our segment in honor of our trip to the Lone Star State, 6 Degrees, Texas style.
Especially today, when my world seems
diamond rings, a little star. I go for penguins. Oh Lord, I go for penguins. But throw your money out the door, just sit around and watch it snow. Let it snow, let it snow. Right long and dangerously. And I can work the fields of Abraham and turn my head away. I'm not a stranger in the hands of the Maker. I'm better than that. I'm not gonna blast you on the radio. I'm better than that. I'm not gonna lie to you and your family. I'm better than that. I'm not gonna hate on you in the magazine. I'm better than that. I'm not gonna compromise my Christianity. I'm better than that. You know I'm not gonna dish you on the internet. Cause my mama taught me better than that. I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna work harder. I'm a survivor. I'm gonna make it. I'm a survivor. Keep on surviving. There you go. How would you know? Sometimes it's like you almost read my mind. Just when I need you most, there you go again. Somali, oh Somali, queremos bailar la música de oh Somali.
We're going to wrap up our special South by Southwest edition of Daily Remix. For more information on any of the featured artists or performers from South by Southwest, log on to sxsw.com. Or another great resource for finding out about new music, spin.com. Spin's also done a great job of contributing to music by hosting this blowout bash here at Yard Dog, one of the many parties we've gotten to crash this week. I'm going to join in the festivities while you check out some more highlights from South by Southwest 2001. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.
Oh Somali, queremos bailar la música de oh Somali.
But I still cry just like a baby, and I get back to feel a little free, and I still cry even though I'm gonna fall, but I'm too far gone to let it get to me.
I'm not really down with sex, drugs, rock and roll, except for when it's happening to me.
You say